Wrong button. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to kind of a different style video. Today we're going to be doing more like a podcast or a roundtable type of video where we're joined by a couple people that we've been discussing all the different stuff with on the Survive the Ark about the new thing that's been leaked, or they're teasing it right now on the website. You can go take a look at it over at survivetheark.com. I've just been going to it really quick by survivetheark/g/ and then it takes you right to this page that we're looking at right here. And they've been bringing up a whole bunch of things that you could decipher, everything like that, and then yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so let me introduce the other people here in no particular order. Let's go, let's see, we have 98 Dime, say hello.
Hey.
Hey, all right. And then we have Ilaria, say hello.
Hello.
There we go. And then we've got P. Willie.
Hey.
There we go. And P. Willie's shy, so yeah. All right, and then also we've got Ryoden. And then, of course, you guys know me, I'm Fligger. Yeah. All right, so we were just discussing, and we decided to start turning on the recording here while we were talking. We were talking about a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Hey, let's just pause this for a sec. Let's turn on the recording, and then let's start talking about it. So first off, we were discussing about these little symbols down here in the corner. How to me this looks like an arc symbol, and then it looks like two batteries, and then maybe these are arcs. I'm not sure. I mean, this might be like the island and scorched earth and aberration or extinction or something like that. And Ryan, you were saying?
Well, when you ascend, your implant changes, and I'm wondering, are those what it changes into? The different things that are the little images that show up on there. I'm gonna have to pull up the website and see if I can find them.
Oh, you know, by using that logic, that would actually make the arc, where it says arc right here, that would actually be the island itself, and then you have the overseer path right here, and then you have scorched earth, and then you have aberration, and then you have extinction. That would kind of slot the things into place.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, Flanger, one thing you can do, if you use your directional arrow keys on your keyboard, it'll actually move the image around for you so you can see better.
Oh my gosh, mind blown!
You can also zoom in and out.
Oh man, okay, now this is cool. Oh hey, look at that! Woohoo! All right, yeah, we've got stuff. But also one thing that I wanted to mention, a thing that I wanted to start off with here, and I'll bring them up, I have them favorited, is P. Willie's actually been working on deciphering all the things. Now, I haven't seen any of these codes. I mean, people have been showing them in Discord. I've just been coming to this and taking a look at it. And Don, you said that the laser turned from purplish, bluish to red this morning?
Ilaria mentioned, yeah, that the laser changed along with several other of the images that you see around, I guess, the central column. Those were all either blue, they had different depictions on them, different text, just various things.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, P. Willie has translated all of these things for us.
Yeah, let's go.
I think, Ilaria, you have them written down.
Yeah, Laura wrote them down.
The very first thing that was
that's the first actual one. Technically the very, very first one that was released was "This is not Arc 2."
Right. So now we know it's not Arc 2.
It's not Arc 2.
Everybody was hoping for that it was going to be Arc 2, but it's not Arc 2. They flat out said that right at the very beginning. It's just not going to happen. At least not right now. So yeah, but this is the first one that P. Willie put in Discord, and it's decrypting incoming data stream. So, all right, and I'm going to see if I can click through a bunch of these here really quick as we go. See, I got to scroll down. Open original. And see, here's another one. It's command elevation request granted. So something is elevating the authorization levels or whatever's inside the code. Now, we've been talking about a lot of the Explorer nodes and stuff like that you find throughout the island. More specifically, Helena, the one who waits, and question mark. At least to me, those ones right there have the most amount of knowledge about going forward. And
so I looked into it a little bit more, and it's confirmed that question mark is the one who waits. It's the same author.
Right. Yeah. Because that's I assume that question mark was Helena after she merged with the one who waits. Because as you read the final Helena things, she's climbing the ladder, and then you merge that with the one who waits as their final ones, and they're getting prepared for this merger. And so I imagine that question mark, the ones that were added after Extinction was added were oh, the one.
After Extinction, those were the ones that came before Extinction.
Were they the ones that came before?
Released.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
the
they're the
question
ones-
mark ones were the ones leading up to Extinction, getting
Okay.
us all like ready to.
okay,
And
well,
like, if you go ahead.
no, okay. Well, I was just gonna say that I think question mark is Helena and the one who waits that have been merged, because I don't know. I know a lot of people have come to different conclusions about the timeline and everything. I know there's Reddit posts and stuff like that where they outlined or they laid out the sequence of how they went. But if you take out the majority of those, you know, the ones from Santiago, the ones from Diane, the ones from Mei Yin, and you just take those out of the equation, and then you read the Helena ones, and then you read the one who wait ones, and then you read the question mark, and then you start to get a feel for how the timeline is spread over eons. And I don't know, at least to me, that's what it that's the way I think it's laid out. It's like the original survivors, the ones that wrote the notes, happened hundreds, maybe thousands of years ago, and then
Well, I think that part is accurate. That the original survivors, the ones who left these notes, they came before the players, the characters who were controlling. In fact, that's actually even incorporated into the story, into the part of the game where the one who waits, if it's a little abstract to figure out exactly what order they go in, but if you put them into an order, then it tells a pretty concrete story of introducing she who waits, introduces herself, tells us what's going on, then tells us when you make planetfall, when you get down to Earth, I'll tell you what your name is. And then from there, it transitions into the dossiers that are specifically labeled as She Who Waits or The One Who Waits.
right.
And in there, if you read those in order, they tell you, all right, I'm the one who waits, and I'm defined by my action, right? I don't know what name you call yourself, but I can give you a name based on what you are doing, what your actions are, and you are the ones who try again.
Right.
And it's specifically referring to the fact that she was able to implant into the code of the arcs the resurrection, the respawning mechanic. Because prior to her doing that, which only was facilitated by her merging with Helena, was when she was able to then get a that's how she was able to convince the arcs to reuse the minds of the people who were dying and respawning them right from that point, rather than presumably taking the minds from somewhere out of history like we've seen happening and putting them into new bodies every time.
Right. See, I read that slightly differently, because it's what the one who waits number 7 or something, and I read it as, you know, kind of like a scientist looking down at their creation, you know, more like a Dr. Frankenstein kind of thing. Because to me, the conclusion I've come up with kind of is the one who waits is like a rogue computer program inside of the ARC system. Everything else is corrupted except for the one who waits that has kind of pulled itself away. It was created out of nothing, out of like a one of the system checks with a 0.0001% chance of happening, but over, you know, hundreds of thousands of years, that becomes inevitability. So that is what created the one who waits, that eventually started seeing that there was a problem inside of the ARC infrastructure, the ARC program, and then started working on a way to solve the problem. And the clones was one of the methods that it decided on. And that was where it was talking about the idea of coming out with the clones, and then the next one, I think it's The One Who Waits 8, is where, at least to me, the way I read it is that was the success of the original clone. That was, that's the first clone that happened. That was their response to it. It's like, I give to you, life and stuff like that. And we did it. I reached into her and I was able to give her life. And
well, she was specifically talking about Diana there.
How do you know?
Why wouldn't it be?
Because it doesn't have to be Diana. I think it's just a lot of times people, when you're thinking about things, you're like, oh, well, here, this makes sense. We could just insert Diana in there, and then all of a sudden it gets formed in your mind that connection's there. That's just the way it is.
To be fair,